What stands out in my mind when I think of Terry Landry is his commitment and his drive for those who are in need in the state of Louisiana. He loves to help, he loves to give. It's part of his DNA.
A remarkable man who rose from humble beginnings, a natural-born leader, a Vietnam veteran, and the first African American to serve as Superintendent of Louisiana State Police. These are just a few of the accolades for former state representative and New Iberia native Terry C. Landry Sr. He is the 8th child of 9, born to the late Linus and Agnes Chapman Landry.
He was a lot like my mother and father, a lot like my mother and father. Always doing things for people. He had favorite adults in the community, and he was always doing something for them.
As a young boy, Terry often played the game of cops and robbers with his friends.
Terry always liked that game, but Terry was always the cop. The others were the robbers. He brought them for justice. That's one thing, right and wrong. I've always seen that in him. I can remember in high school, that was during the beginning of integration. The principal would go to get him to come and help him to solve some of the problems between the races, really.
After graduating from New Iberia Senior High, Terry joined the Army and served honorably for 3 years before returning home. He became an officer with the local police department before leaving to work for Shell Oil Company. In 1975, Terry married the love of his life, Sharon Broussard, and they raised 3 beautiful children. But his desire to be a police officer never left him, and in 1978, Terry entered the Louisiana State Police Academy. He served in many positions: patrol trooper, detective sergeant, chief of staff, commander of the crime lab, and more. He continued his training at the LSU Police Executive Institute and the FBI Academy. By 1997, Terry was promoted to lieutenant colonel, and in 2000, Governor Mike Foster appointed him as Superintendent of Louisiana State Police. Throughout his years of service, Terry saw the need to help at-risk young people. Along with another New Iberia native and businessman, William Doré, he started the Louisiana State Police Foundation to address the needs of underserved youth.
He loved these young people. He saw things in them that maybe parents didn't see. Terry mentioned to me about his chartering of a summer camp. And his mission would take kids throughout the state of Louisiana and would come to his camp and be mentored by state troopers. They worked very, very well. And to this day, thousands of kids have gone through Terry Landry's camp. I say that because it is a Louisiana State Trooper Foundation camp, but to me, it is Terry Landry's camp.
In November 2011, Terry was elected to the Louisiana House of Representatives and became the first to serve Iberia, Lafayette, and St. Martin parishes in the newly created House District 96. He was a staunch advocate for public education, affordable health care, Medicaid expansion, responsible gun control, and prison reform.
I've seen him go from a trooper into the legislature as a desire to improve the state, not for personal gain.
Although Terry no longer serves as an elected official, he continues living his passion by remaining engaged in community services for underserved citizens.
He's very sensitive to the needs of people, and particularly, I think, poor people, people who may not have the ability to necessarily articulate the problems and the challenges that they face on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes he becomes the voice of the voiceless.
Terry's wife, Sharon Broussard Landry, lost a courageous 10-year battle with cancer. In their 44 years of marriage, she was devoted to and supported Terry in all of his career endeavors. Along with their 3 children, the Landrys have 5 grandchildren.
I think he's had dreams from young, dreams that we may not have understood as we were growing up, but dreams that I think he has fulfilled in many ways. And that dream was be a significant service to other people.